You live in a very open, very promiscuous society where everything is accepted and everything is tolerated, and you don't even think about it. So, how did that happen? Now, I've talked to a couple of my classes, and I may have even done it before, so I'm going to run through it pretty quickly. There's a phenomenon called the Overton window. And the Overton window means there is something right here, and that's where you see everything that is accepted as normal. It's usually used in a political context, but now I'm just going to use it in an overall context of morality. Back when I was your age, there was something that was considered normal. But over time, and it's almost indistinguishable, that normality moves. And I'm standing right here, and I'm pretty much in the center of that frame. Is that right? And so I'm in the center of the frame. But I can just move a little bit, and I can talk to you. And now, what right here is considered normal. And 10 or 20 years later, I can move a little bit more, and what's considered right here is normal. And then 10 or 20 years later, I can move a little bit more, and now I'm almost out of the frame. Am I not? And so right now here, and I can just keep going, and from your perspective, if you haven't been looking that much, you may not even have seen me move. But I have moved so far that I am now outside of the middle of the frame. And now this is normal. And what used to be normal is now abnormal. And what used to be abnormal is now normal. And that is the world that we live in. Now let me give you a couple of examples, because I think they're good examples of what used to be normal on TV. Because TV is kind of a reflection of the society. When I was growing up, I watched shows like the Andy Griffith Show, Leave It to Beaver, I Love Lucy, and Father Knows Best. On those shows, there was never any adultery. On those shows, people were honest. They lived in families. And the ones that were single, such as Andy Griffith, he never went over and shacked up with his girlfriend. You didn't see that. And old Barney and Thelma Lou, they had an upright relationship. They were two righteous people. You didn't see that. That was normal. And then you move 20 or 30 years, and you have shows like Seinfeld. Seinfeld was a show about nothing. People that lived in New York City, and what they mainly did was try to see who they could sleep with next. Before them, you even had MASH, if you've ever seen any of the issues of MASH, or the episodes with Hawkeye. Hawkeye was a big ladies' man. And it was real funny to watch him chase the nurses around and see who he could have an affair with. And so we went from the 1950s, where nobody had an affair, where everybody was straight and acted like they were supposed to MASH and Seinfeld. And then maybe you're familiar with the sitcom Friends. About 5 friends. And the whole show was pretty much who could you sleep with next. And I don't know if you're familiar with the term, but the term friends with benefits, that's where that originated. So you get to a point to where that is looked on as normal. People just hooking up. Just hooking up. And now we're at the point to where you have shows like Modern Family, which is about all sorts of things and relationships that used to be considered abnormal, but now they are considered mainline. In fact, it is a truism because it is the modern family and the world that we live in today. And keep in mind, every one of these shows that I have mentioned has been a sitcom. Why has it been a sitcom? Because the devil knows that anything that you can laugh at, and believe me, I've seen them all, they are funny. But anything the devil can make you laugh at, you will not take seriously. And if he can make you laugh at sexual immorality, if he can make you laugh at homosexuality, if he can make you laugh at lesbianism, if he can make you laugh at all of these things, then you will never take it seriously, and you will certainly never think that maybe that's something that I should not be involved in.